Yo, Henry here, Average Slo-Pitch. Today we're bringing out two different exclusive Mikens. We've got the all-new Freak 30. I know this was real requested. You guys want to see kind of how this one performs. I know it was a favorite back in the 220 days. Then we've got the Riot Sports one-piece Miken max load. So with this one, it's a 12-inch barrel max load. This one's a 12-inch barrel, obviously two-piece max load. So we figured good ones to kind of throw together on the video. We're gonna start with 52s like normal, Pro M's, final compression, final thoughts. All right, let's see how our max load 12-inch Mikens test. First up, the two-piece Freak 30. This is obviously the, we'll call it the reissue or the 240 model, whatever you want to call it. But don't confuse this with, this isn't the 220 model. This is the new one that dropped. And it's sitting right at about, hope that bubble's not in your guys' way, but right at about 255, maybe 260. So kind of be expected. From my understanding, it's on the same platform as like the Pro M1, so like the HB12 Vice that dropped this year, which I would also imagine the same platform that KP's Pro M1 was on last year. So kind of what we expected there. And then on the Riot Sports Miken, this is the one piece. So obviously we got a two piece and a one piece here for you on the video in case you missed that in the intro. And on this one, we've got basically right at 250. So I'm imagining both these are pretty much game ready. Depending how they feel, we'll always go with the 52s first, but then we jump over the Pro M's. If it feels pretty darn game ready, we won't throw too many swings on them, and then we'll come back with that final compression, final thoughts. All right, 52s up on our Freak 30.
100 miles per hour.
It actually has decent feedback for the 52s, I'm not gonna lie.
97 miles per hour. 97 miles per hour.
Yeah, so with this one, honestly, for compared to kind of what we saw with some of the other Mikens early in the year, this one has really good feedback with the 52s. It's definitely an option you could use if you had to use the 52s and whatnot, because when you catch sweet spot, you know, and then we catch high or low, you get the normal stiff feeling. But other than the sound for the ball, you can't really honestly tell if you're swinging the 52s, which is kind of nice as far as that feedback piece goes.
98 miles per hour.
Last
95 miles per hour.
All right, well, we'll start over to the Pro M's here with the Freak 30, and then we'll roll into the Riot Freak with obviously 52s and Pro M's.
105 miles per hour.
Well, there's the sound we were waiting for.
106 miles per hour.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we swallow over Pro M's. You get the sound you'd expect, especially out of these Mikens. Honestly, this reminds me of a lot of Josh Riley's, the JR9 that dropped this year, and kind of the HB12. I mean, it makes sense, right? They're all dropping in the same year, but definitely an option there for you. But if you missed out on kind of the HB12 Vice, or again, maybe you don't like the paint job of the JR9, I've heard some people complain about that. Here's a definite option that gives you kind of still short barrel max load performance.
105 miles per hour.
There's our sweet spot. And you 100% get the sound difference there too, which is nice.
105 miles per hour. 99 miles per hour.
Good one, Piltree.
Well, that'll wrap it up for the Freak 30. Again, I mean, we'll talk about more in the final thoughts after we get it tested, but definitely a good option. Like I said, it reminds me a lot of the HB12. I want to say same specs, 12-inch max load. If I remember correctly, that's what the HB12 was as well. Same platform. They should both be on the M or the Pro M1 platforms. But again, nice to see the OG Freak 30 look come back out. But we're gonna go ahead and swap over to the Miken Riot, go with the 52s, followed by the Pro M's. We'll get back to the house for the compression. Final thoughts. All right, Miken Riot, starting with the 52s. Again, it's that one-piece max load, 12-inch barrel.
103 miles per hour.
All right, all right.
102 miles per hour.
Yeah, and it has good feedback as well for swinging these softer 52s.
106 miles per hour. 100 miles per hour.
Was that into the netting? Either way, yeah, that's all we need to see with the 52s here. Again, The stiffness, I think, really helps this performer, those 52s. Good feedback, good sweet spot. We'll talk about a little more in the final thoughts, but let's swap over to the Pro M's, get these swings in here for everybody before we lose our kind of daylight here, and get back to the garage.
108 miles per hour.
Well, that is a real good sound there.
101 miles per hour.
Whew. At least there's no sound of glass breaking. That's all that really matters there.
108 miles per hour.
Whew.
107 miles per hour.
Yeah, for a one piece, this thing feels pretty forgiving so far. I mean, I don't really feel like we've missed too high, too low yet. But as far as the sweet spot goes, seems like a larger sweet spot. Easy to control through the zone. This is a 27 ounce. Feels pretty darn true to a 27.5 ounce. We'll see what happens if we start to miss the kind of center of the barrel, but really no webbing yet, anything like that. So I'm not really too worried about the compression coming down too quick on this one. If I remember correctly, they started right about 260. So we'll see what that does for us at the end.
108 miles per hour.
Oh, buddy. Man.
108 miles per hour.
Man, this sweet spot on this one is feeling real nice.
111 miles per hour.
Whew.
110 miles per hour.
Whew. That ball's broken. 110. 1010. 1010.
109 miles per hour. 105 miles per hour.
Yeah, well, that'll do it. There's the Miken Riot. I mean, this one piece wise, incredibly forgiving for a one piece while still maintaining that kind of stiff feel that you want out of it. For me, I mean, I like the stiffer handled bats anyways. Not normally a one piece fan as far as like what I'll game, but this one feels really good. Good forgiveness. Glad we just finished this in time. That worked out pretty well. But either way, we'll get back to the garage. We'll get both these tested on the compression piece of it, and then final compression, final thoughts. All right, let's see where our Miken exclusives are at here real quick now that we are swings complete on both of them. Again, the Miken Riot's that one piece max load. And this one has got us at, sit on 0. Ooh, and it's showing 220. Let me quarter turn this and just try again, make sure we don't have anything messed up here. We did just run the calibration disc. We were sitting at 360, so it's 350 plus or minus 25 on that as well, so we know we're good to go there. It's been about a week or so since we swung it, so that's not an issue either. Yeah, and right on 240. So with that one being around 240, I know we just did it, but I'm going to switch back to the side we tested first and just make sure I didn't have it touching any walls or anything crazy like that. I've talked about it before here at elevation where I'm at in New Mexico. We've seen at times a 10 to 15 PSI kind of drop on these simply because that's just the way the elevation piece of it works out. Yeah, a little over 220. So with that being said, I've had bats that I've tested at about 225, 225, 230, taken to like Mill Worlds or even Worlds down in Florida, Georgia, and they've tested at 240, slightly above. So just something to keep in mind. And then we've got the Freak 30, we'll call it reissue, whatever you want to call it, the 240 model here. And this one is sitting 245, maybe, yeah, 245 on that one. So no issues there. Both of these, however, did start game ready. As you kind of saw from swing number 1, we'll talk about more in the final thoughts. All right, up first, the Miken Riot. This is a 27 sticker. Both of them are. Looking at 27.05, so pretty spot on. Go with what you normally swing. And the Freak 30, 27.41, so 0.4 over that sticker weight. To me, it didn't feel too much heavier, but that's just something to keep in mind. If you're in between kind of 26, 27, you may want to stick with kind of the 26 since it's most likely going to scale up. But again, it can be different from bat to bat. Just from what we can see, obviously here, you're going to want to scale or keep in mind that if you need to scale up or down. All right, and that's going to wrap it up for our Miken exclusives. Again, Riot Sports exclusive. I believe Smash It Sports exclusive with the Freak 30. But this is the one-piece Miken. This was a 12-inch barrel max load. This one's a 12-inch barrel, also max load, but two-piece. And all in all with both of them, I would say both of these were pretty much 100% game ready. Definitely didn't need swings. It was nice to see this one held just fine, which we've seen kind of 50-50 from the two-piece Mikens this year. The one-pieces are holding great from what I can tell. And then here on this one, I think we probably end up putting too many swings on it. Again, when some of these bats feel really good on the VP session, it's hard to, one, put them down, and then two, depending on how many guys we have out there, everybody wants to obviously try out the bat that everyone seemed to like the best. And so between both of these, they got plenty of swings on them. They both were pushing. Actually, this one's, I think, about 70 swings. This one's about 120 swings. And as you saw with the compression and how well it was, how good it was out of the wrapper, this is a out of the wrapper gamer in my mind. If you want to BP it, I would stick with some 52s, get comfortable with it, and then just game it from there. And again, BP swings, game swings, they're not created equal whatsoever. I've had bats like the Juno M1's the perfect example. I'm on 6 tournaments, something like that, with my current gamer, still passing fine. Versus when we did the Juno MR1 video, we did 100 swings, 80 swings, something around there on the video, and that thing was failing. So just something to keep in mind there. As far as that goes, treat your bats accordingly based on how they're meant to be utilized, and I think you'll see they'll last you a lot longer. But either one of these are great options. Again, both 12-inch barrels. So if you're a two-piece fan, here you go. I know this one, I believe, is already sold out, so you're going to have to find it from a secondhand kind of reseller. And then over on Riot Sports, these are still in stock, as well as I think they have Sport Williams' Pure still available over there as well, and the second batch will be shipping soon. But if you decide to grab the Riot with it still being in stock, reach out. I got some discount codes for you. I don't remember sports off the top of my head, but if you reach out, I'll get you that code, save you some money over there on that one as well. But again, both great options, both game-ready options, especially for those people who don't like to BP a lot or don't get a chance to BP a lot. They're going to be ones you can just kind of pull out of the wrapper and just send it at that point. So either way, hopefully you enjoyed it. Kind of hopefully helped you decide if you want to grab either of these or attempt to grab this one, I should say, as your next kind of model. But good feedback, good sound on both of them. Scaled pretty darn true, so it's nice to see there as well. But if you have any questions, comments, concerns, don't hesitate to reach out, averagedudeslowpitch.com. These will also be on the rankings on there now, actually, as you're seeing the video, along with the rankings here at the end of the video, so you can compare it against other things that we've swung this year. And then if you have any questions, need help ordering, whatever it might be on any different models, whether it's these, something else, Linktree has in the description below, has contact info as well as a bunch of links, codes, things like that to help you save some money, or just reach out and I'll get you squared away, whether it's via the contact info or any of the social medias. But either way, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for supporting the channel. Have a great day.